fan base is slowly following.
Yeah, they're late arriving.
But it's 2, so. Hey everyone, this is the last demo for the AFM Monster Maker Room, and it is the Shiflett brothers, Brandon and Jared. I'm sure you know their work, and if you don't, you soon will. You'll see it out there. But they're going to do a sculpting demo here for you, and at the end they'll take questions. They're more than happy to take questions during the. If you see anything you want to know about, they freeform it. So, without further ado, the Shiflett brothers.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, man. Yeah, well, we're really happy to be here to take part in this panel. The way we work, you know, I don't know how much we can really show you as far as working with this. We take so long to do it, but we'll certainly talk through exactly what we did. I don't know how many of you may have seen a lot of our Bowen stuff, a lot of Marvel work that we did, which are cold cast porcelain statues. Now we've branched more now into our own stuff, our own designs. But the process for all this stuff, whether we're producing a porcelain statue, a resin kit, or a bronze, the sculpting is all exactly the same. And you know, the first thing I want to say about it is there are different ways to do this, and all we can tell you is what is our process. Jordy does it differently, Simon Lee does it differently, but this is kind of the Texas hillbilly way of doing it, you know, because we didn't grow up in Hollywood and we're not from out here. But so first off, what we use is Super Sculpey, and that's our product of choice, Super Sculpey Firm.
Sculpey Firm.
It comes gray, which is good. Super Sculpey that's pink, which you've probably seen, can be a little bit translucent, you know, and you can lose little imperfections and nicks in it. And so the opaque gray is much better. We start with an aluminum wire armature, like Almaloy. You can get this stuff at any arts and crafts store, usually. Sometimes it's coiled up, because Super Sculpey won't stand on its own. And when you see our stuff, I mean, every finger or horn or hair flying has a wire under it, because this stuff, it just doesn't do well standing on its own. So you have to think through the armature. We're constantly adding and changing these armatures as we go. But so we start with the aluminum alloy armature. We wrap floral wire around that armature to hold it together. Like say, we would make a circle, right, with the wire, and the two legs would come up, and they would form the hips, and we tie all that together. We tie it together with this floral wire. It has a cloth on the outside of it.
This is the floral wire.
And so not only do we tie it together and we hit it with super glue so it all stays together, but we do floral wire down the limbs. And this helps the clay adhere to the, because sometimes you'll get something and you'll get the clay moving around on the arm like this, rotating. The floral wire, Jared likes to do one going one way and then crisscross it, coming back the other way.
So you see those little X's. If it's only going one way, the clay will tend to slip and go back and forth. But if you create those little X's and then super glue it, because the cloth is on the wire, the super glue and the cloth create this cocoon. It's super strong, but it's flexible. So you can bend at the angles. If it's not just right, you can wiggle it a little bit. And that's important because the pose changes a lot as it goes.
And when we're getting started with the armature, the spots like this down here, the spots where it needs to be super strong, we use plumber's putty, which comes in a tube. It's light gray in the middle, it's dark gray on the outside. You mix it together, it gets really hard. Use gloves with that stuff. But we put that in the places where we really want it to be strong. And
like these little white parts right there.
Right.
That's so, and all the white you see in there is the plumber's putty. Or even if you can find Billy May's Mighty Putty.
Yeah.
It's great. It cures real quick in just about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit longer curing rate than the average plumber's putty, which is real quick, 5 or 6 minutes, and it's unworkable.
So then, as I say, with these horns and everything, that's floral wire, and the fingers is floral wire.